Hello, my friends. I am Dr. Bree, and I have a routine for you today that's really great for those of you with pelvic tension who want to still strengthen your core. I've had a lot of people with pelvic pain and tension who still want to stay fit and strong through their abs and their back and their glutes and their hips, but whenever they do much strengthening, they get a flare of pain. And so there is a time and a place for activating your core, but there's also a time and a place for relaxing, and it's all about learning that balance. And that's what we're gonna do today in this workout. So all you'll need is a yoga mat. You might want some yoga blocks handy just in case, but go ahead and grab those things and let's get started. If you are dealing with chronic pelvic pain or tension, and you're looking for a guided program that you can do at home, check out Overcome. You can start for free by heading to overcomepelvicpain.com. Begin your healing journey today. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna begin on our hands and knees for the very first move. And what I'd like for you to do is start out just by loosening up with a little cat and cow. So inhale, and I want this to be a really loose and flowing cat and cow. So you don't have to look like me. You can do your own thing all together, but just be sure that your fingers and hands are spread out. The hands are right under your shoulders, and maybe you're even moving your hips side to side. We're just starting to kind of get things warmed up through the core. So inhale, and then exhale. Round yourself into the cat pose. Now inhale into that cow pose. Maybe again, swirl your hips around a little bit. And then exhale into the cat pose. One more time, inhale into the cow pose. Let your hips move side to side if that feels good to you. And then exhale into the cat pose. Now, find your in-between position where you're not at either extreme. You're nice and neutral in your spine, flat tabletop back. And I want you to lift your belly button toward your spine. Your pelvic floor is going to gently activate as well. Now, you're going to begin by strong through that core, lift your right leg up off the ground. Try not to arch your back. We just want it in line with your hips. Now, you might want to just start by going back and forth between your right leg being back and your left leg being back. But if you want a little more, let's see if we can lift the left arm off the floor. Hold it. And then come on down. And we're going to go into the other side. So now lift the left leg off the ground. Keep your core strong. Like I said, there's a time and a place for holding the core, and this is a time and a place for it. We want to keep that core strength and stability. Now, other arm off the ground, right arm and left leg. Hold it. And down. All right, shake it out. And I'm gonna have you just sit down onto your heels for a moment. Now, the whole purpose of this workout is to strengthen, and then we're going to release. So we're gonna have lots of periods and times for releasing the pelvic floor between moves. The next move I'm gonna show you is that same thing, but we're gonna build on it. So if it's too much at any point, just listen to your body and sit back in child's pose or take a break. So if you're ready to move forward to the next variation, it's a progression. So fingers spread nice and wide. Lift that belly button toward your spine. Your pelvic floor is going to be turned on a little bit. Go ahead and hold it. And you're going to lift the right leg up off the ground. Now, a left arm lifts as well, and we're going to go really slow and controlled, diagonal with the arm and leg. And then inhale forward and exhale, knee to elbow, pulling that belly in. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Inhale forward. And exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the sides. Inhale forward. Exhale, crunch. Let's do 3 more. Breathe steadily, go slow. Core is strong, but don't worry, we're going to release it. crunch. Last one here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, crunch. All right, sit back carefully onto your heels. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, widen your knees apart and dive forward into a wide leg, wide-kneed child's pose. So hold it here. Breathe into your pelvic floor, breathe into your belly. Just let your head release down toward the floor and totally relax, totally let go. And you might notice that I am often kind of wiggling around in my stretches. And if you want to do the same thing, you can, if that feels really good to you, to kind of wiggle side to side. It can help you stretch your inner thighs and your pelvic floor. And it just feels really good. So try that if you want. If this pinches your back, then you might need to bring your knees closer together so it's not so deep of a stretch. Being up a little higher like this can be helpful for people with back pain. But if you like to really get down there, widen out those knees and sink. One more deep breath. And now carefully crawl up, and we're going to go into the other side. Same exact thing, other side. So hands spread out nice and wide. Lift that belly button toward the spine. Keep your back flat like a tabletop, and left leg back. Remember, you can always just do the modified version if this is too much. Right arm forward, and we go out to the side. So like a diagonal line between your arm and your leg. And then forward with your arm, back with your leg, and crunch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, crunch. Remember, we are actually engaged through the core right now. The pelvic floor is engaged, the abs are engaged, everything feels strong and active. You're breathing. Inhale and exhale. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, crunch. Last time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, crunch. And again, we sit back onto our heels, lift up tall, legs nice and wide if that felt good to you, and exhale, dive forward with your hands. Maybe tent your fingertips like this. That can feel good on the shoulders and the wrists. And again, I really like to wiggle my hips side to side. If that feels good to you, go for it. Or if you prefer, you can be in a regular child's pose and just be really still. No matter what you do, stay where you are, just relax into it, and think about breathing into your low pelvic area, your low belly, your pelvic floor, your low back, your kidneys, way back there. Go ahead and sink. All right, go ahead and come up onto your hands and knees and come onto your side right now. We're gonna move into a side plank from your elbow and your knees. So knees are bent just a little bit out in front of you, not too much, not like this, just a little bit. Lift your pelvic floor so you've relaxed. Now it's time to engage again. So pelvic floor gently squeezes and lifts, just a little. Low abs gently pull in, nice and strong through the core, and we lift. So use those oblique muscles, the waist muscles, lift and lower. This is working the hips, the waist, the shoulder. It's really working your whole body. And I want you to go really slow and breathe. And what you'll notice is that in these moves, unlike traditional exercise classes, I'm giving you time in between each strengthening exercise to release and relax your pelvic floor and your hip and your core muscles, and just to breathe and let go. We don't want to just keep pushing through, holding our core super, super tight. That's going to activate things too much for you if you have pain and tension. You need to take breaks in between each move to let go and relax. Keep breathing. One more, just one more. So right now we're activated, but now after all of that, we're going to relax. So go ahead and straighten the top leg out and bring the bottom leg up, and you should feel kind of a stretch in your inner thigh a bit, your pelvic floor. And I want you just to play in this position and just kind of gently move around and see what feels good. I want you to feel an opening in your hip and inner thigh area. It's just like I said, move in a way that feels nice to you. It might look totally different than what I'm doing. But just move and breathe and relax. You are not active anymore. Let it all go. Let it go. Maybe you even want to come up and kind of stretch out that side waist a little bit. Take a deep breath into your side ribs. Try not to let your shoulder hunch up toward your ear. Let it be down. And then let's go ahead and move to the other side. So carefully, carefully, always take it slow. We go to the other side, same exact thing. So elbow under the shoulder, core is strong. Zipped up, I call this. Pelvic floor engages, low abs pulled in. So we're lifting and pulling in that deep, deep core. Hold it, and we go up and down. And it's important, really, use those core muscles. Go slow. Slow and controlled is so much better than fast and sloppy. You're going to get so much more out of it when you go slow. It's going to be harder too. So I wanted to just let you know that it's really important to tune in and listen to your body. And if this is too activating, if it's too much for your pelvic floor, if it's too much activation, and if it moves you into a flare of pain, then you need to stop. Listen to your body's signals if it's saying too much, even with the breaks in between, even with the stretch breaks. If it's too much, then just be done. All you have to do is just maybe relax in child's pose or just lie on your back and breathe. But if you're continuing with me, let's do, one or two more. We want to be about equal between sides. I am known for not counting very well. Exhale and come on down. So now we let it go. Literally just like, let it go. Top leg stretches out, bottom leg comes up a bit more. Feel that opening of the inner thigh and the pelvic floor area, and just move in a way that feels really, really good. And if you need more help with pelvic tension relief, I have an entire program dedicated to pelvic pain and tension relief. It's called Overcome Pelvic Pain, and I highly recommend it. 12-week guided program. There's an option for men and an option for women. So a couple more times, just moving, breathing into your belly, maybe even coming up onto your hand, and just letting yourself kind of sink into the side waist and side ribs. Adjusting your leg position, always going slow. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our back for our last move here. So coming onto your back, we're gonna begin with pelvic rocks. So this is kind of like a cat and cow pose, but you're on your back. So you're just arching your back off the ground, and then exhaling, pressing the low back into the ground, pulling your belly button in, and your pelvic floor is lifting as well. So this is a release. Inhale into the belly and exhale. This is a lift of the pelvic floor, pulling in of the low abs. And this itself is an exercise. So inhale and then exhale. One more time. Inhale. Breathe into the belly, expand, relax, and exhale. Press that low back into the floor. Now, if you want a little more, then what we're going to do is find a neutral spine position. So you're not at either extreme. You're right in the middle. Just your fingertips could kind of go under your low back, but you certainly can't slip your whole arm under there. So it's a nice neutral position. Your hip spikes are in line with your pubic bone. Everything is nice and neutral, and your abs are really pulled in. Keep this position. Pelvic floor is lifted. Abs are pulled in, and we're going to straighten the right leg, and don't let your pelvis tip. So you want to keep those core muscles so strong that the only thing moving is the leg. And this might look like nothing and so easy, but that probably means you're doing it wrong. If it's super easy, then you're probably not engaging your core, and you're probably letting your back move or your pelvis rock side to side. So if you're doing it right, pelvic floor lifts, low abs pulled in, it's actually a lot of work to keep everything engaged and pulled in during this move. So make sure your head is relaxed on the ground, your shoulders are relaxed, your low ribs are pulled in, they're not jutting forward, everything is engaged. If this feels like you want more, then you can lift the leg off the ground as you straighten it and then come on in, but go slow. The slower you go, the harder it is. You should feel it way down low in your belly, in your low abs. Keep breathing. The only thing moving is your legs. If you feel any tugging in your low back, that probably means that you need to engage a little bit more, because likely your back might be arching off the ground, and we don't want that to happen. So let's just do 2 more on each side. Breathing steadily. Core is strong. And that was a lot of work. So go ahead and breathe into your belly. Breathe into your pelvic floor. And I want you to end by bringing one knee up to the chest and then the other knee, and just rocking out your legs, stirring the pot. So just gently bringing the knees apart and then together. Apart and then together. I call this stirring the pot. Now it's really important that you completely release and relax. And I like to encourage people to completely release and relax, first of all, between moves, where you're holding your core and activating your core. Like we did in this workout, we stretched between each and every move. But after your workout is done, it's really important to take at least 3 to 5 minutes to breathe deep and relax. And we won't take that whole 3 to 5 minutes today. Right now, you can do it on your own, but I just want to show you some moves that will be helpful for you. The first one is a butterfly. So you can have the blocks, some yoga blocks or pillows or cushions under your knees if that makes it feel a little more comfortable for you. And simply find your body in a straight line. So you're not like, crooked. You're in a straight line and your knees are flopped apart. And I want you to think about breathing deeply into the pelvic floor, letting the muscles just relax and release and let go. So this is option 1. Option 2 is that maybe you don't need the yoga blocks. And it can feel nice sometimes to kind of rock into it, just tipping side to side. And then if you want to, you can move straight into Shavasana, but really opening your legs apart and maybe even your arms out to the side or even up overhead if that feels okay to you. Really just taking up space on the ground and feeling your body, no matter what position you're in, feeling your body, your physical body sinking into the floor. And breathing deeply as you do this. As your physical body gets heavier and heavier and heavier, feel your spirit, your inner sense of self, your energetic self, get lighter and lighter and lighter. Breathing deeply. And I'll just stay here with you one more breath, but you can stay as long as you want. So here we go, one more nice deep breath for me. You stay if you can. Go ahead and keep breathing wherever you are. I'm just going to turn to my side and press myself up. Stay where you are. Give yourself this gift of staying where you are and releasing and relaxing. And I want to encourage you to not overdo it. I know that probably didn't seem like much. It probably seemed like you could have done more, but it's better to do less while you're working your way back up to more strength if you're dealing with a condition like pelvic pain and tension. It's better to do less, and you can always add more. But if you dive into too much too fast, then it can really flare you up. And so I do encourage you, if you do great with today's workout, then maybe the next time you do this routine, you can do it twice through. But for right now, just relax, release, and let go. And thank you so much for watching. Remember to check the video notes for more ways we can work together. And until next time, remember to eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend. I'll see you next time.